Hey everyone. So my career is currently a recreation director at the Emporio Rec Center. Um, Basically, I help with all of the programs, and the program I'm most passionate about is a cycling type of program. Um, I've done a lot with cycling. I did my internships at the local bike shop. I trained to be a bike mechanic. I've done quite a few races. I spend a lot of time on bicycles, and so that is something I'm pretty passionate about, and that's what I've chose. I've chose to demonstrate some technology that I use in helping not only me, but the people I work with have better results and have a more enjoyable time on their bicycle. My theory is kind of anything to make it easier to stay on your bike longer is a good thing. So if it's going to help you stay out there longer, then ultimately you're going to benefit more. So the piece of technology that I like the best and that I think is most beneficial in the cycling world right now, at least for distance cycling, is the Garmin bike computer. So it is actually a Garmin GPS. They have a few different versions. They have a Garmin 310, which is the model name, and it is pretty low and interactive with being interactive, but still good. It'll still give you turn-by-turn directions, but no maps whatsoever and very limited options. The mid-range and what I have is the Garmin 510. It gives you limited maps, turn-by-turn directions with distance indicators. It'll give you step-by-step directions and does everything a bike computer would as well. And then also has heart rate monitor capabilities. And then the step up from that is the Garmin 810, which just looks like the Garmin in your car. It's gonna just have super interactive maps and give you the turn-by-turn directions, the distance directions, as in like you have 100 meters before you turn right. It'll give you the step-by-step directions, the heart rate monitor capabilities, all of the options you can get in a regular Garmin for your vehicle, except for specialized for a bicycle. So this is what the Garmin looks like. It mounts onto your bike. This is the mount, and then there's a rubber band type piece that mounts onto your handlebars, and it's super universal, so it doesn't matter what kind of bike you have. Whether it's a mountain bike or a road bike or a cyclocross bike, it'll work on any of them. And speaking of that, you can program different bicycles into this, so you don't need, if you have 3 bicycles, like I for instance have 3 bicycles, I don't have to have 3 different Garmins. I can go in here and choose which bike I'm going to be on so it'll be most accurate to that bicycle. So, turn this guy on. There's a button on the side here. Sorry, it's a little bit muddy from my last race. Haven't washed it off yet, so it takes a second to turn on, and while it's turning on, it's loading all of the courses that you have placed onto it from your computer, so now it's ready to go. So you download the courses like from Map My Run or Map My Ride, I guess, or Strava. You can create a course and then download it onto your computer and send it to your Garmin, and then it'll give you turn-by-turn directions. That being said, it will also just track where you're going. If you don't have a planned route already, it can just track where you're going. So all you would do, it acquires the GPS sticks. I don't know if you can see this up here, but it tells you that it has acquired its GPSs, and I mean, it can't see the sky or anything right now, like we're in my home at the moment, and it has pretty broad capabilities. And so the options are to either go to train, which is this button right here, and then you get a menu, and if you go into files, It has your rides that you've done previously, if you can see that, maybe not. It has your rides, your courses, if you have marked segments that you're trying to make times for, it has that. And then if you have a personal trainer, for example, like every once in a while I will create workouts for somebody and I can send those to their Garmin. So it'll have your workouts, and if you go, you can press down, it'll have the training plans for that. It'll have all of your personal records, so your fastest 10K, your fastest 20K, your fastest 50K, all of your personal records. Marked locations, so if you just want to put home in there and you, like, for example, sometimes I'll just decide that I'm going to go ride for 2 hours, and if for whatever reason I don't know where I am at the end of those 2 hours, come click on locations, go home, and it'll give me the fastest directions back home, and then your totals. Other than that, the other things would be your settings. I don't mess with those hardly at all, just because the settings that are on it are already ideal for cycling. So unless you're going to be doing, I mean, I can't even think of a situation where you would need to change these settings that I have come across. So then we would, up here, it says where this little bicycle is, it says bike 1, and you can click on that, and I only have it set for my cyclocross bike at the moment because that's the only bike I really use this with, but you can have up to 3 bikes set for this. And then ultimately, the only thing you really need to worry about is the ride button. So once you click ride, it's going to give you your time, your speed, and your distance. And that's just basic bike computer. So that's if you chose not to go with a workout, and if you choose to go with a workout, then it would give you directions for that instead. The main reason I like using this is to show people exactly where they're going. It instills a lot of confidence knowing that you can get anywhere you want to go, even if you don't know how to get there, and be able to get back. So you don't, even if you're outside of cell phone range, you're always going to be able to find those GPS signals, and that's really comforting to a lot of people, as well as all of the data it collects. So all of your records, all of your times, your last like 15 rides, it goes through all of that for you, and all downloadable to your computer. And as well, the last thing I'll talk about is the peace of mind it gives people at home. So your Garmin can talk to people's cell phones, so they can see exactly where you are on your ride and exactly where you are out in the country. And that's not like if I'm riding in Emporia, only people in Emporia can see it. People in New York can see where I was riding in Emporia if I invite them to through the Garmin app on your phone. So it's cool for races because they can see when you're coming in and what your pace is and how far you're going. But it's really cool for just long rides because if you get a flat tire and you're out of cell phone service, you know, your husband or wife or friend can say, hey, they've been out way longer than they should and they've been stopped in this one spot for 45 minutes. Drive out there and check on them. So it's a really great tool, and I recommend people having it. It's not cheap. It's about $350 for it, and I've gotten every cent out of mine for sure. So that's what I've got for you, the Garmin 510 cycling computer. Thanks.